Hi all, welcome to the TSSC Flag Football Rundown Show. I'm your host Chris R, and with me as always, Chris Combs. Thanks, Chris. Now the Ballhawks had a tremendous season this year, another undefeated run. They finished first in virtually every category there was. Chris, let's jump into these player profiles and see just why these Ballhawks were flying so high this year. That's absolutely right, Chris. This team has been scoring points on offense, shutting teams down on defense. One of the big reasons is their behind-the-scenes star, Todd Allen. Chris, this guy's an absolute stud. I like how you say behind-the-scenes star. This guy isn't the loudest guy or the cockiest guy, but you hear people talking about a dual threat or a triple threat. Chris, this is an all-threat player. I'm looking at his stats here. He's not the biggest rah-rah guy in the huddle, but second most touchdowns on the team with 10, and he scored in just about every position, too. Yeah, you just can't cover this guy. He's got 4 receiving touchdowns, so you got to watch him as a receiver. They line him up in the backfield. Sometimes they have him going on those go sweeps, but Chris, half the time he's lined up as quarterback as well. Yeah, and that's when this kid gets dangerous, Chris. 5 passing touchdowns, only 1 interception. You can't lose him on the reverses because he can catch the ball, get the yards after catch. This kid's the real deal. That's right, Chris, and that's just on the offensive side of the ball. Probably even more impressive is his defensive stat sheet. He's leading the teams with 6 interceptions. He's taken 1 of those to the house. Usually they line him up at corner, but they can flex him at the safety. He's got a few touchdowns there. Really just an all-threat player indeed, Chris. All right, Chris, let's move on to the other veteran of this team, Alex Beatty. Chris, I love this guy. Big change in his gameplay style from last year. Last year, they saw him going deep a little more, stretching defenses. He has that way to find himself behind the safeties on the defense. This year is more of an all-around player. He's really buying into the system, and this is really your total threat receiver now. Yeah, Chris, this kid has really established himself as one of the premier ball catchers of this league. I'm thinking back to the first half of the season, me and you were at these games, and I don't think there was a catch where he wasn't within a foot of the out-of-bounds line or tippy-toeing in the back of the end zone. This kid has made some incredible catches. Sometimes in these big receivers, you don't see that type of body awareness or self-control, but not this guy, Chris. He really is something special. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Chris. And that was actually a little point of contention end of week 4 there. He got that beautiful toe tap end zone catch at the end of the game for a little controversy. Phenomenal catch. But again, that's not all we see in Beatty. He's got 5 touchdowns this year. He's also thrown for 1, ran for 1. Just goes to show you how deep this Ballhawks team is when it comes to their talent. Right you are, Chris. Beatty had 2 interceptions this year, about 3 great SWAT downs last game. I'm really excited to see what this kid can do in the playoffs. All right, Chris, and moving right along, I want to talk about the rookie that these guys picked up, Adam Burtnick. Yes, Chris, this was a great pickup for the Ballhawks in the offseason. They need another speedster. They lost Mark Gothiel and Mitch Abernathy in the offseason. But boys, this kid really picked up the slack. Hey, Diggs, no. Absolutely, Chris, and he really reminds you of both of those guys, doesn't he? I'm just looking at the stat sheet now. Leading the team, 8 receptions. He's been stout on defense, and they really like to use him out of those jet sweeps, don't they, Chris? Yeah, and you'll see that a lot with this team, Chris. They love the reverse, love the motion. They're about the only team in the league who does this, but it's really paying off for them. Yeah, you need the weapons to do it. This guy fits right into the system. He got a great interception last week, and you see him break one of those jet sweeps for a big run just about every game. It's been a great pickup for the team this year. All right, moving right along, let's check in with the female side of the ball. I want to talk about 2 of their power players returning. That's Shea Black and Emily Clark. Yeah, these 2 players, Chris, I believe are one of the reasons this team is doing so well this year. Both such great athletes. On offense, they don't have a lot of stats, but that's because their receivers are never getting the ball. That's the thing with great defenders, Chris. You don't see high stat columns because they're locking down the receivers so much. I can't remember a time that either of these girls have been beat deep or given up a big play. Stellar performance on both sides of the ball, really. Yeah, just jumping into the offensive stats here, Emily absolutely gone off this year. 6 touchdowns. Shea also on the board with 1 there. But Shea Black, that's one of the players they like to see in the offense. One of those bigger presence receivers, big hands, absolute nightmare to deal with on those one-on-one matchups. That's right, Chris. Excited to see what Shea Black is going to do this year in the playoffs, because last year we saw them stretch her deep. She really kept the deep ball. Not so much this year. A lot more teams going to that zone defense. And right on the nose, Emily Clark, 6 touchdowns this year. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. She's received the game ball at least once. Another killer year from both these players. All right, Chris, let's talk about the other rookie on this team this year, Ju Proniak. Now, she's an interesting player. They really use her everywhere. She's got the 1 touchdown on the college option play they ran. She had an interception she could have ran back. She wasn't tackled by her own player. Yeah, another great addition to the team. Another one of these quiet players who just comes in, gets the job done. Here we have another lockdown corner. She doesn't get beat deep. She grabs flags. She catches ball on offenses. They run the ball with her. They pass it to her. Honestly, no weaknesses on this team, Chris. Yeah, they're dominant on both sides of the ball, and they're getting a lot of help from their quarterback and captain, Chris Fothergill. That's right, 23 passing touchdowns, no interceptions this year. That was one of the things that this team was trying to do this year as a goal. He's caught 3 through the air. He has 1 rushing touchdown, 2 on defense as well. Yeah, you actually had the chance to catch up with Chris after the game yesterday. Here's what he had to say. Chris, congratulations on finishing the regular season 6-0 this year. What do you have to say about the team and its success? Yeah, thanks, guys. It's been a good season. Talked to the coach after last year. We really thought we had the athletes and the endurance to go with a smaller team, so we took the best of the best. We took our top 7. I think we're going to have a lot of success this year. Chris, talk to me a little bit more about your performance this year and why you guys will win another championship. Yeah, I picked up a couple new faces in the offseason. Everyone's really buying into the system and playing really well. It makes my job easy. I'm just getting the ball into the hands of our playmakers out there. I really want to play Snipe Cheese in the finals. That way we can see we've beaten every team. I think we got the talent to do it, and I'm not worried about it. All right, thanks a lot, Chris, and good luck in the playoffs this year. All right, thanks, Chris R. Great stuff there. Great guy off the field, too. Now, can we get a shot of the standings up here, please? Right, so here we can see it, just utter domination from the Ballhawks, plus 30-point differential. That's just out of control here. The next closest team is 18 points away, Chris. That's more than some teams have scored all season. And other than Snipe Cheese, no other team has even had a positive goal differential. That's the type of beatdown they've been laying down on teams this year. Yeah, Chris, I don't know what's more impressive here. Their offense scoring 39 points, that's 9 more than the second-place team, or that stunning defense that's allowed less than 1 touchdown a game. I can't remember seeing a standing sheet this one-sided before. Neither can I, Chris. They're the only team to win all 6 games, and they won in spectacular fashion, too. For me, it's got to be that stout defense. Only 5 touchdowns allowed. That's almost 3 less than the next best team. Chris, half these teams have over 25 or 30 points allowed. Yeah, it's really been magic here for these guys. And we have the offensive stat sheet here. Everything you see in color is the official stats. The white columns weren't official numbers, as our statisticians weren't there at every play of every game. But you can just see the great performance across the board from the entire roster. Yeah, let's throw those defensive stats up now. Again, great effort across the entire table. Official stats in color here. This team has totaled 16 interceptions in just 5 games. That's more total points than some teams have had all year, Chris. You said it, Chris. No mystery to the success of the Ballhawks. They're solid from every angle. They're playing with confidence, swagger, chemistry. I'm really excited to see what these guys are going to do in the postseason. All right, thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Combs. And I'm Chris R, signing off for this TSSC Flag Football Update. Thank you.